Hi folks, and good evening. Let me just turn me there we go, sorted. Good evening folks, or good morning, and welcome to another video. Was going to do a show and tell, but I got this today. It cost me £10. This is a Marconi phone. No, it's not, I'm wrong. This is an Ultra, and the model number of it is 6024. And basically, when you turn it on, it's got a loud filter hum. So that's the issue with it. So, and the turntable's seized. So, you know, yeah, we're going to address them issues today. And I can't put the arm down because I'll tell you what, we'll start off with freeing the turntable off because I can't put the arm down, and I'd like to be able to get the deck out. So we'll start off with that. Let's just turn the heat gun on, and we'll start off with that. It shouldn't take too much to get the turntable off this. I may as well. This has got a loud hum on it as well. I may as well do a service of it because it's on the bench, and you know. Is that a scratch there? Or no, it's dirt. I thought the deck was scratched. It's not. So what we're going to do, we're going to heat it up gently because we don't want to melt the turntable. So we're going to heat the centre spindle up. That's not exactly seized in, but so we're going to heat it up by warming the centre spindle and turning the turntable. And also what I'll do, I will drizzle a little bit of oil. There we go. Right, well I think that'll come off now folks. Well, I say I think it will come off, I know it will. And we've not overheated the turntable, which is good. There we are. One turntable removed. Safely, securely, and that's the way to do them. Right. And that's stiff, look at that. So we're gonna want that off as well. So we'll get the turntable and put it on the side where I always put the turntable. There we go. The clip for the gear has just gone into the bottom of the machine. That's no great problem. Fish that back out. So what we'll do, the actuation pole isn't stuck, and the motor's not seized either. Why is it the motor's never seized on these things? See, we're getting any movement? Yeah. It doesn't take a lot. There we go. Doesn't take a lot to get these off. There we are. And that's nice and free in there, which is what you want. A bit notchy, but that'll soon clean up. Jay was very pleased with his record deck. He brought me a record player, which is on the list to be done, but that won't get done for a while. But it is on the list to be done. And what I like about this, it's still got the stylus guard on the stylus. Look at that. Somebody went to the trouble of putting the stylus guard back on. So, yeah. Nice to see that. Don't know whether the stylus is any good, but it's got the guard on it. And this has got one of them things that pop up for the record sizing, which is, yeah, different. And all that there, all that seems to work. See if it switches off. Yeah. See if the arm moves over. Because I can afford to do this because, yeah, because you've got the Magimix lever there, look. I just spotted that. So if I go and do that, that should go over to 7-inch position. Oh, there we are. That's 12-inch. Yeah, that's 12-inch. It doesn't go over to where it should. And that turns off. So that needs a that needs a service. So what we'll do, we'll pull the deck first and go through the deck, and then we'll go through the. Ooh, weird the way these ultras are put together. It's sort of like screwed together through the sides and through the back, if memory serves me correct. But yeah, I think there's 2 screws in the back. But yes, we're going to get this one going. There you can just see the price on the top. She had it marked up for 20 quid, but she took a tenner. I mean, basically, I'm going to tidy the bench tomorrow, but for now we're all right. Yeah, it'd be nice if the cartridge is good in this. That'll be a bonus. I haven't tested the cartridge. I can't see why it wouldn't be all right. Well, I can't. It could be dead. A lot of them are. But we'll see. Concentrate on getting it apart. I don't think it has a main transformer in this either. I think it's driven. It's probably driven by an overwind on the motor. But I could even be wrong on that. But yeah, no, there's no main transfer. Yeah, there's your white wire. It's driven by an overwind on the motor. And there's your daily capacitor. Doesn't say what value it is. Well, it will. I just can't read it at the moment because of the position it's in. But and the amp has to come out. That's going to be some fun. Getting a fucking nut spinner in there to get the amp out. But it will come out. But let's first concentrate first things first. Right, well I've I've undone that. I've undone the 2 screws at the back. We've got these screws in the fucking bottom of this because that is not moving. That is not moving. Do we have any screws in the bottom? No, we've just got the feet on the bottom, so it's probably been in there that fucking long, it's fucking stuck. But, let's try and lift it out from the back. It's got to come out. Yeah, I think there's fucking screws in the bottom under the feet. Because it goes all the way down. I think there's fucking I think there's a fucking couple of screws in the fucking bottom of it. I think there's a couple of screws under these feet. Now, getting them off might prove to be a fucking bit of a mission. But let's just open it this way and I can have a look. Because, in all honesty, it's been a while since I've removed. Yeah, there's fucking screws under them feet. Them feet screw out. How the fuck I'm gonna get them out? I don't fucking know. Well, gotta try it. My solders everywhere, look at this. That dead thin stuff, I've got to get some more decent solder. So let's try and get the feet off. Well, there we are. It turned. I've got a feeling that they just fucking turn and pop out. I don't think they fucking... Either that or they just fucking pop off. Let's have a look. But they definitely... No. Definitely comes apart somehow like this. What are you undoing there? No, we ain't. Got a fucking screw. Mind you, we've got a fucking foot there and all, so... Yeah, you've got to get them fuckers off. There's probably screws under them. Don't make it fucking easy for you, do they? Fucking work on these fucking things. I don't think that comes off. Try to slide the fucking unit forward. This is weird. Right, it's got to come off from the bottom, it has to. This is strange. I mean, until I get under there to that deck, I can't get fuck all out. So we've got the screws out here, the screws out the back. I would have thought that these just pop off, but I mean, trying to get the fuckers off is another matter. Jesus. Oh, there we are. And they don't need to come off. So they don't come off that fucking way. Unless, of course, let's see if I've undone that side now. Unless you have to pull them fuckers out. No. So where's my rubber foot gone? It fucking bounced off me. There it is. And that goes to there. So how the fucking hell do you get the fucking things out? No more screws in the back, is there? Anything I've missed? No. I've had the two out the back, the two out the fucking sides. So no, you don't fucking. No. Can I feel that screwdriver? Yeah. Yeah, it's there. Right. Push that foot back on, they didn't need to come off. There we go. Right, so basically you should be able to just withdraw the deck. There's no fucking screws in it anywhere in the top, they're in the sides. So I think it's just fucking stuck in, to be honest. Let's see if we can. I don't want to cause any damage. There we are. Just stuck in. Yeah, that's that. Fuck me. This is a pain. There's going to be a pain, I reckon, to get this bastard out. Get it out. Jesus. Probably been in there that fucking long. I can't run the risk of eating it with a heat gun. Right. No, pull it forward. Yeah, we're into it, folks. You just pull it out. But it's been in there that fucking long. I mean, you just pull it out. But it's been in there that fucking long. There we are, look at that. It just pulls out. But it's been in there that fucking long. I mean, gotta be careful don't break anything. Fucking hell. But that's the problem. That moved. I mean, it's the actual case is stuck to the Rexine. What I'm going to do very gently, that'll do. I don't want to heat it up too much, I don't want to damage it. Let's try standing up. There we go, let's get my fucking hand under the deck. There we go. Gotcha. We've got a clip missing, we've got a clip that's come out from somewhere. See, these are designed to be screwed in through the bottom, but on this one they never were. There's the clip off the motor. Don't know where that other clip's from, I'll have to find out. But this is the one off the feet. Yeah, this is a different style of BSR to what is normally used, and I like the fact that you can unplug the pickup, which is always good. And that goes on that way. Ow! There we are. It's back on. Don't know where this clip is from, although I could hazard a guess. And I've just worked it out. It's from the side here. Goes in there. And there should be 4 of the airs, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it easy on myself, and it's nice that the input unplugs. I mean, it would have been nicer if the rest of it did. It might actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is a BSR. AA47. For those of you playing at home. Now, are these soldered on? Are these soldered on, or are they plugged on? Because they could be plugged on, you know. No, they're not. They're on the tag strip on the side. But there again, I might be able to work on it like that, because I'm not pulling them out. I might have to pull the whole thing out. I've never done one of these, so that's a fucking experience. What I really want to do is look at getting the fucking amplifier board out, because I can't do anything until I get that out. Well, I could, but I'd like to get that out first. So we'll see if we can get this tool in, this short tool. I just hope there's fuck all at the front holding it. I just hope there's 2 fucking screws and the fucking amp's clipped in somewhere. I've just noticed it's peeling here, so that'll need to be stuck back down. But hey, the other week I did a whole dance set more or less, so. What I'll probably do is just clip these wires and just re-heat shrink them. Put them back with heat shrink or something and make it easier on myself. Right, so there's the, that's the amp, but, oh there we are, there we go, unplug our speaker, let's have a look at this capacitor. Yeah, it's definitely gone short that, but we'll test it. I can service the amp. There's your transistors and stuff on your heatsink there. Your 3 drivers. There's all your wiring. Right, I can service this like this. I can service this because it gives you plenty of room to work on it to service it, so that's not bad. Right, what value do we need for the main smoother? 500 UF. Well, that's an easy one. 500 UF at 30 volts. 500 UF, wow, that's not a lot of smoothing, is it, folks? No. 250 UF for that one. That's probably about the same, but you can't just take guesses, you've got to know. So I might not have to fucking, you know, I might not have to cut any fucking wires. Might not have to snip anything. I hope I don't, to be honest, but I'm not stripping this because I've never stripped this version, and I'd like to know, you know, I'd like to be absolutely sure, and I'm not, so let's have a look in the capacitors and get the value. How come my camera's gone out of focus? How come that's gone out of focus? There we are. That's it. Sorry about that, folks. The camera went out of focus there. It's the first time that's ever happened, but still, it's got 500 microfarads. So let's see what we've got. I could get away with a 470 in that. As long as I've got one at the right voltage. I'd like to go a bit higher than 470, 600. We've got now in that. They're usually a couple of thousand, 300. Yeah, I've got some 300s here. 250, 25 volts, 47 microfarads. They're not enough. What about this one? 40 volts at 400 microfarads. So near, we were heading the right way. 50 volts at 1000. There's a nice one, that's a Rubicon. 25 volts, so don't use that, it's not enough. Let's get this fucking 400 out of 40 volts, because we might end up putting that fucker in. But we'll have a look, see what else there is. 47, 5 block capacitors. Oh good. 1000 UF. Not enough, 1000's too much, but 63 volts. 1000's double the amount it was fucking supposed to have. They're 20 UF. But they're all not. Let's have a look at this fucking big one is. Because a lot of them are mixed. Yeah, 22 UF at fucking 315 volts. Could have fucking used some of them in the fucking dance sets. Didn't know I had those. What have we got here? .470, these are all 16 and 10 volts. Can't use any of them. I think there might be one here at 30. No 16 volts. 10 volts. 16. 16. Right. Well, the nearest I've got, I could put higher microfarad and all it would do, just fucking, all it would probably do is just improve the smoothing. That's 10 volts, that's not fucking good. All it would do is just improve the smoothing, I would have written. That's a Philips one, not using that. And there's a fucking big one in there, I can't get the fucking tray out to see what the fuck it is. We've got some here. .25 volts. Yeah, 25 volts. Right, well I've got one in my hand here which is a bit lower than what, in microfarad anyway. It's only it's only 100 microfarad less than what that one is. Oh no, oh hang on, no it's not 500, it's fucking 1500. I've just double checked. 1000, I thought it was an I at the beginning, it's not, it's 1500. So let's put this fucker back. Right, so let's find one that will do the job. 1500. I like the look of those. I want to see what that big fucking ITP one is. There we are, I've got into it. You know, that's 25 volts, that were worth the fucking miver. 16 volts, I mean they'd do it, fucking, the voltage is not enough. Right, put that back in, there we go. Let's find a capacitor that'll do the bastard. 25. 25. Fucking 25. They're all fucking 25. Let's see what these. Only use them, they look a bit fucking old. What's this one? 63 volts at 1000. 63 volts at 1000. Got some here, but these are all fucking, oh, we might have some here. .35 volts at 2200. So that's a possibility. You can go a bit higher in the microfarad, make them just smooth it a bit better. These are all 2200. Well, the best one I've got is 25 volts, so all the rest of them are 25 volts. That one ain't. That's 2235 volts. It looks like it's going to be getting that one, I'm afraid, because beggars might be cougars. And then what are these ones? I think I've had these out. Oh, we've got here. I didn't see these. Oh, 150 UF. They're all fucking 400 volts. 120 UF. Yeah, they're all fucking. What's this fucking small one here? 63 volts. Yeah. I'm going to go with this one. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because it's my amp and that's what I'm doing. And if anything, it'll improve the smoothing a little bit. So let's get on with getting the amp recapped. So let's get this capacitor out. Get a new one in. And the other thing is, you're pretty flexible on these. You can drill a hole in them if you have to. These, let's see what it. I need a brew and all. Right, so the negative went that way. Oh, sorry. The positive goes to here, and because they're not marked, these bastards, positive goes that way around. Yeah. Right, so let's get the fucking tester. We need the meter, just in case. We need the meter, and I want the capacitor tester. I want the oil, put the oil there. I want the blue, sorry, the purple. We'll leave that one out as well because we might need that. There we go. Put the case for the capacitor tester down there. Now see what this capacitor tester comes. See what this capacitor comes in at. It buzzes his tits off, so I'd have to say that it's open circuit, but you never fucking know. I've had them where they've been loose on the rivet at the end. It could be something else in there that's fucking open and making this fucker look open. Anything's possible. Let's see. In circuit leaky. Hey. Fucking 20 ohms as well. Wow. That is definitely fucked. It's definitely fucked. That is fucked. Right. Let's test this one. See, this one might read a little bit less than what it's rated for, so I'm putting this one in. It doesn't matter what it's going in either way. Yeah, what was it rated at? 2,200, and it reads 2164, and the ESR is brilliant. Good. So, right, now I need to work out. And this is a Samsung. So I need to bend the pins, because this has got to go in with the negative that way, because they're positive ground. These old players. Positive ground, they certainly are. And this solder's doing my tits in. I need to sort of like, and now I'm going to just put that in like that and get the old one actually to see, might not have enough fucking room. Oh yeah, that one there, and bend Whoa. Yeah, I know where we're up to now. There we go. Now we need the sucker. Move my phone in case I drop any fucking solder or anything on the fucking thing. Where's me sucker? Don't think I'm gonna need the meter on this one, but you never know. More importantly, where's my fucking sucker? That would be ideal, because I need the fucker now. I need the sucker to change these. It's under this lot somewhere. You know, sometimes you wish you had two suckers. I have actually, but I lost the fucking button off the top of one of them. Don't ask. It just did, it flew off. Where's my fucking sucker? Where are you, little fucker? Where's my fucking sucker? Let's put the fucking knobs off it in here before they end up getting lost. Put some of this fucking solder in the fucking drawer. I don't need all this. Look at this lot. It's a fucking disaster waiting to happen, innit? This lot in the fucking drawer, and there's enough on it for me to fucking probably do the whole work up. Look at that. Let's fucking put some of this fucking solder in the fucking drawer out of the way. Don't know where my sucker is, I'll find it in a minute. Right, let's wrap this round my fingers, there we go. Drop that in there for a minute. Get this other piece here. It's dead thin, this solder, that's the only problem with it. It's really, really, really thin, and you tend to use more of it. Right. I'm not sure where my fucking sucker is. It should be on here. I mean, my sucker's never that far away. There it is. Now, let's get this cleaned. And yeah, I think when they did these, they must have had a bad run on smoothers, because like Jay was saying, the few that he's had in over the years, the last few he's had in, had bad smoothers in them. I got a lovely Ferranti record player off him. I mean, he gave it me for doing that deck. I mean, he didn't have to give me anything, because he's all right with me, Jay, and he's currently repairing that, what do you call it, for me if he can. That tester that I bought is currently going through that for me as well. You know. Now where's my fucking capacitor I want to put in? There it is. But at the end of the day, you know, just so you know, he didn't have to give me anything really. He just, you know, he's that kind of guy. You know, he's a decent fella really. And do you know something? I've cleaned that fucking hole. I know I've cleaned it. The component goes in. You try getting the fucking thing in through this fucking side. That side goes in. Oh, that's gone in now. There we are, you see folks, look at that. It was made for it. That's brilliant. So I'll bend that slightly over so the replacement part doesn't fucking fall out. Not that it will. Right, let's get the solder. I wish I had some of that thick stuff left. I had off Jay, I've used it all. Well, I think there's a piece of it here. Not much of it, we've got one little piece of it here. And it's going in my record player. There we go. Yeah. It was like that time I needed a roll of solder. When I ran out, actually I had no solder whatsoever. And Jay came straight out with a roll of solder for me, and he never charged me for it. You know, so. Right, so we want to change these two here, these little fucking. Right, so that one, the positive goes. See, the problem is you've got to be careful because, I mean, I could look the circuit up and fucking, but really they should put fucking symbols or something on the bastard board so you fucking know, but they fucking don't sometimes, and they haven't in this case. I mean, they were very skimpy. We were very stingy with the solder back then as well. Didn't give you too much of it. Right, so where are we? There's the positive side. Fuck's sake. Positive side's this side, going towards that way. I mean, right, so basically now if I pull that out, Callens, yeah, positive side went. That way. You'd think they'd mark the bastards, but they fucking don't. What's the value of this fucker? It's only a 9 volt, 75 UF. We put a fucking 100 in that. We can put a fucking 100 UF in that bastard. It's not far off it, is it? Oh, hang on. There we go. Probably improve the performance of the amp anyway. So that's negative. Positive goes that side. Probably improve the fucking performance of the amp. But Where's my fucking solder gone? Don't say I've lost my fucking berries. Tell you what, they were stingy back in the day with the solder. They didn't give you a lot. They put on what they fucking needed and that was it. They put on what was needed, the bare minimum. The bare fucking minimum is what you got. That's right. Now let's decide. I fucking hate it when you can't see the markings. Well, the fucking writing's that way. And a lot of these fucking capacitors, the writing's fucking smudged on the cutting things. Well, the grey line and the writing faces forward. Clean the holes up in a second. It's just, you don't need your sucker on all these. So the writing's that way. Where the fuck are those the marks? Right, well these are only marked one-sided, so right, so the writing's that way. The value is that way. Right, and that's the plus. Right, so that side there's the plus, it went that way. Yeah, because that other line went the other way. So it goes in that way. What voltage, what is it? 25 volts. UF. Oh. 2 UF. Yeah, 2 microfarad. Oh, that's a low one. Oh well. And the plus goes in that side, it goes in that way. So, this one didn't have a fucking negative on it, did it? Yeah, it does. Negative side, that was side. Yeah, they mark both sides, those. Right, so the plus goes that way. Now let's find, see what these fuckers here are as well. That one's a, I think that one there's a 200. Can't fucking remember now. Yeah, 250 UF at 18 volts. And this one, that's 18 volts. Oh, I'll snap that one off, that didn't take much doing. But that's 250 UF as well. So two 250s and a 2. Let's get the fuckers out. Right. Oh, I've took my fucking specs off. I'm going to stop in a minute, I need a fag. So 2 microfarad. I could probably put a, there's a 1. Put 1 in it. I'd probably put a 4, 1 UF. We've got in here. I'm not going to put a 1 UF in it, I don't think. .2 UF. Fucking 400 volts. 2.2. Probably put a 2.2 in it. 1 UF. One. What are these ones? One. Looks like I'm gonna have to go for the 2.2, doesn't it? 2.2 UF. Yeah. And 250 UF. Don't think I've got any fucking 250s. 300, 2. Don't think I've got any of that fucking rating. Let's have a look. What are these ones? They need to be 18 volt, whatever I fucking put in. .250 UF. They're 300s. It's not to say that there isn't any in here. What are them fuckers there? 2.2 UF. Got 470s here, but I don't want to put 470s in. Don't want to use 470s. Might have no fucking choice. Putting 470s, we've got 100 UF here. Anything in there apart from 100 UFs? Because a lot of my values are mixed up. Now, for example, that's a 1 UF is 100 volts. I think I know where there's some 250s actually. I'll have a look in a minute. UF. I think I know where there is some. I think there's some up here. Let's have a look in this box, because I think there's some fucking. Let's put this fucker in first. Put this one in. This is that 2.2, which has got to be fitted. Give you a good bit of solder on that one. There we go. We'll get a fag in a minute. Check the distance to the position of the leads. It's been used before, this capacitor, but it's squashed. It's squashed. Let's just check the value. It's got a slight dent in the top. It's probably. Just check the value. It's got a slight dent in the top. No, I don't fancy using that. No. I'm not using that. It's got a hole in the top. So let's get another one. Find another 2.2 in it. fucking find another. I could probably put a fucking 1 UF in that and get away with it. 2.2, and that one's in good nick. That's a brand new one, so I don't need to fucking test that bastard. Just double check where we're fucking, which way around we want to go. Right, the grey line went that way. The writing went that way and the fucking value was upside down. Value was fucking, yeah. The positive went that way. That's the way it's fucking going in anyway. There we go. There we go. 2.2 microfarad coming up. There we go. Yeah, this is driven by an overwind on the motor. I'd like to have put a transformer. You know, this was a cheaper version. Because I've got an HMV amp down there, which is a better amp than what this thing is. But they're not a bad sounding player, these, to be honest. They're actually quite a good player. They're not bad. I mean, they perform okay. I mean, I've never really had an issue with them. But the capacitor's there because they'll be tested. Right. Now we need some 250s, don't we? We can get away with fucking, as long as the voltage is right, we can get away with, don't have to be banged on. Well, there's a 220 UF. UF. Well, it's 200 UF at 35 volts. So let's see what this one is. 390 UF. .25 volts, 220. We've got two of those. Let's see what these ones here are. There seems to be some pretty high value ones, pretty much what I need in here. 35 volts, what's the value? I think they're 250 microfarad I want. 220, I can put 220s in it. 220s will work fine. What's this blue one out of interest? I'm not putting it in. They ain't got another one the same as it. .35 volts, 330 microfarad. Right. These ones here, I ain't got a clue where I got these. 220. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put these ones in. Just have a look, we'll see what these ones are. $100. Right. Put these fuckers in. They're both exactly the fucking same. And it helps if you stay nearer the value, I suppose. I mean, the ones that are in there 250 mic, I ain't got 250. The amplifier will never know the fucking difference. I've in the 250 mic. Yeah, 250 UF. Have we got any 300s? Because I'd rather be higher than lower. I mean, let's see if I've got any 300s. .7. No. these little fuckers here. I can't read the fucking value of the bastards. 47s. $220. What's this one? I've only got one of these. I bet it's a freaking 300. I've only got one of them. There's none of them anywhere. 390, but I'll put the 220s in. I have to go for the 220s, I am afraid. Right, so the one of these is already fucking snapped out, one that fucking leads. Right, so well, I say it has. Right. Right, so the positive goes, negative goes to the back here, because negative is the can, and positive goes to the front. Let's get that fucker out. The only trouble is so it's there. Yeah. Let's start with that fucker. We've got that test point right in the middle, and just past that test point is our capacitor. Should be that fucker there. Sure we're on the right way. Yeah, the negative goes towards the test point, positive goes the other way. There we go. Yep. Yep. 250 UF, 18 volts. And the negative goes towards the test point. Oh. Yeah, negative went towards the test point. That went like that. Need a brew and a fag, folks, and there we are. There we go. There we go. I mean, I could have probably just changed the smoother and got away with it, but there's what there's all fucking lots in some in here. And the negative goes towards that's negative, that's just broke off that one. heard that drop out. Fucking dropped into there. I hope it didn't go down the fucking speaker grill. Don't have to take the fucking speaker out to get that fucker back out. Right. And the negative. And there, just double check. Yeah, because I snapped it out that way. Yeah, negative went that way. There's actually space here for another component. I don't know what it would have been. It wasn't fitted at the factory. But there's probably another fucking capacitor or something, but it's not missing. It was never there. There we go. Right. Now that's that. Oh, hang on. I nearly forgot about this big fucker here. What the fuck's he? Right, well, the positive side is that side, so I nearly forgot about that bastard. So what value is this one? I'm on the right fucking wires there. Yeah. I have to use the fucking sucker to suck them out. Oh. I don't want to fucking move. Is that I got that end? Yeah. Right, so that's that. And I think it's actually fucking the other end is fucking soldered here. I'll just snip them off there before I forget. There we go. The other end of capacitors here. In the fucking crap off. It's either here, or I think it's this one. Where's that one? There we go. And the positive goes towards the back of the amp. Let's pull that out and have a look. See what value it is, see if I've got one. 400 UF, yeah, I can put a 470 in place of that. Let's get a 470. 470. 10 volts, that's not enough. Should have some at 63 volts. How many fucking volts is that? I didn't even fucking look at the voltage rating. Oh, it can't be that fucking much. 18 volts. They're odd voltages then. They are really odd voltages. 16 volts. I could probably put a 16 volt one in it. 16. 16. 16. So now 470, 10 volts, so I can't put that in it. Okay, now you cunt, must have one. Here we go. $25. Put you in. Hang on a minute, son, I'll take you out in a minute. I said in a minute, don't hold me to bloody ransom. In a minute, I said. I'll just put this capacitor in, then we'll go out in the garden or something. Alright, fucking hell. It's the only trouble you fucking, when I tell you I'm gonna go take you out, you fucking pester like fuck. I'm either like fuck. I love you though. Right, so. Hang on. Scraps! I've lost where I'm up to now. No, I haven't. Oh no, we'll go in a minute. I just want to solder this in and I know where I'm up to when I come back. Alright. Get that out of there. Right, so. Right, I'm coming. I'll be back in a minute, folks. Just let him out. Because it's not fair, he does want to go out, so I'll let him out. Hi, folks, and we've got the amplifier back in. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to. Right, this is all unplugged. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attempt to service this deck. This is slightly different to BSRs that I do. It's a slightly different BSR, this one, folks. It's yeah, not the usual. Not the usual. Anyway, we shouldn't need the soldering iron, so that's one thing. Move these fucking knobs and shit. We shouldn't need the soldering iron. The only thing I don't like about fucking HMV, any of them fucking things, the only thing I don't like about BRC record players is they put these fucking washers on them. And why? You know, so you have trouble getting the frigging deck out of the bastard. You know, it's because because you can't get the fucking, they're a pain. They're a real fucking pain too, because you have to take the fucking bottoms of the fucking transit screws off. You know, you have to take these off. Yeah, they're a fucking nuisance. And something just fell off. Don't know what that was. Oh, the stylus guard. Yeah, because I just knocked the stylus guard off. Right, so they're a pain in the ass to get off these bastards. You put these fucking washers on them. And I've even known these things to snap before today. There we are. No, it ain't. That's that one off. Be fucked if I'm putting them fucking washers back on. That's not going to happen. I mean, they ain't fucking coming back in. This fucking thing has to come out for a service in the future. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to undo all this in the cabinet here. And I can leave all this motor assembly and everything in here. And the nice thing about it was the pickup actually unplugged. Leave all this in here. And the motor's got to be serviced, so I might as well take it off at the plate here. Got the other one there. Yeah, I did actually change the amplifier board in this. And the reason why, two reasons really. One, after I recapped it, I thought it was going to be a simple recap because I wasn't going to get involved with this right now. But I thought it was going to be a simple recap because it had a smoothing capacitor hum. So decided to get involved with it, and I wish I hadn't have done really, but so we can take that off there now and make sure all that's out of the way. Lift yon BSR out. Put this back in. I can just go in there. Right. And what I did, I decided that I need a catch on this as well. One of the catches is missing. I might have one somewhere. But what I decided to do was change the amplifier because the amplifier, wow, this fucking deck's dead light. Wow. This is different to the decks I normally service. It's got this thing here that pops up. I'm not sure if that's automatic or manual. I think it's supposed to be manual. I think you're supposed to lift that up yourself because, yeah, we'll find out. Anyway, basically I did the recap and I had a noisy transistor, and I mean really, really noisy. And bloody fucking hell. And to get away from that, there we go. And to get away from the noisy transistor, I thought it would be easier because I couldn't be bothered, I'll be perfectly honest, I couldn't be arsed digging out my transistors. Because it would have meant going through a whole fucking bag and a whole box fucking like this, whole tub of transistors, and I might not have had the ones that I needed. Well, this one, let me just show you. This is the amplifier that this originally had. There's a knob missing because there's a switch missing because the on-off switch is on this as well. Now, basically, you've got your two outputs here. You've got your diode, and then you'll obviously have a driver, which is this one here, I think, and then it's probably that fucker there that's the noisy one. This fucker here, it's probably that's the noisy one. But and this will all get reassembled, because I know the output stage does work, and it was hummy as well, and I missed a capacitor. But there again, you can't, no one's perfect. And that went on to here. That went on to here. Yeah, that went on to just... Yeah. Yeah, and the boards are exactly the same. The boards that they used for these amps were exactly the same board. You know, they're exactly the same 161. This was a G, I think the other one was a H or something daft. Somewhat daft like that. But and the other thing is the transistors on the other one are different. They're what I call top hat transistors, and they're mounted to here instead of these little fucking AF 118s or whatever they fucking are. AF 176, AC 176, AC 128. Yeah, instead of them little fucking weedy things, they've got fucking proper transistors on them on the other one. And this is only a 3 watt amplifier. The one that's in there now is 5 watts, so it's a bit of an upgrade as well. Oh, fuck me.